Okay, hello YouTube. I got a request to show how I double springed my National magazine to function correctly in my Canik TP9SA with 30 rounds. So this is to Tap Rack Girl for asking, and it's a good question because if you have old or cheap magazines and the springs have worn out, they don't feed correctly, this is your problem. On this unit, the problem here is once I modified the mag to work in the TP9SA, I put snap caps in there. Cycling the slide action manually, it worked fine. But when you took it to the range and fired out of it, the first 10 rounds all failed to feed. The slide was recoiling so fast that the bullet couldn't feed in time. So when it got down to the less bullet weight in the magazine, the spring was strong enough to actually feed, and then I've just got a 20 round magazine, not much improvement from an 18. So I fixed it by doubling up on the spring. I bought two of these cheap National $10 mags. I took both springs out and put them into one. I'll show you how that's done. This here is the RWB, and you can see the smoother finish. It's just like the Medgar. So that cuts down on the friction on there. You can have a better spring, and it does have a better spring in here, but there's less force that you have to deal with. Now the Pro Mag, it's going to have the same problem. It's got the weak spring, but I haven't modified it yet, but I'm not holding out on that one. Anyway, let's take this apart. Now, if you've taken one apart for general maintenance, you know that you push on the back end here. There's a spring clip down there, and what you're trying to do is push that down so that you can slide out the butt end catch here. And you can see that. It's come off, and you can see this little knob. That's what it's catching on the end there. So here we take it out, and you can see there's two springs in there, and that's how I double up on it. It's basically like a zipper. You're trying to take the two identical springs and lay them on top of yourself, on themselves like this. So basically you're doubling up the amount of force in the same amount of space. The problem I had was once I did this, I lost one bullet position basically, because now when it's compressed, there's two springs in there, so it took up an extra space. So you can see, once I pull it apart, that's all you do. You just lay them on top of each other, and then they just perfectly on top, and just slide them on top. Now, again, now I lost the space, and I've doubled my force. I really only needed to 1.5 my force. In reality, if I look at it on how it feels on the RWB, the better magazine. So what I want to do is I am going to try and extend my magazine. So let me pull that out, grab the catch here. So there you go. This is actually what the bullet lays on. And it's back in there. Now, before it was the catch and then their butt here. So I've got a new toy, and this is the other National magazine that the donor one basically. I created with my 3D printer a new extension, magazine extension. So let's see how this works out here. So, the way this extension works is hopefully it'll make it even easier for me to put together, but we'll see. Oh, there it is. So, it gives me my extra capacity. It also makes it easier for me to take on and off, because you can see right here, all I'm doing is putting that catch in there, pushing it back in till it hits that knob. Right there, and then I close it. Oh, things you can do with a 3D printer. And there you go. Thing of beauty, 35 rounds. How cool is that? 35 rounds now. Awesome. Can't wait to try it out.